Hello. In a country that boasts hamburgers, hot dogs and something called fluffernutter, one American dish has somehow eluded my taste buds. Grits. Yeah, that's right, grits, and not the stuff that ends up on a road. I'm talking about a food dish that's popular in the southern United States. This is a food item that apparently can go with just about anything, but we are going to go with the popular option of putting our grits with shrimp and maybe a little bit of bacon and, crucially, Worcestershire sauce. I am a little bit concerned that the meal hasn't been pre-made ahead of this video, meaning that somebody, me, is going to make it right here, right now, and then give my verdict at the end of the video. So if you're the sort of person who loves watching food being prepared by somebody who has no idea how to cook, then I'm your man. And if you're not subscribed, do that now. In the meantime, I'm really happy to be making shrimp and grits. Join me. But before we get started, what actually is our grits? To answer this, I had to dig deep into history, or more accurately, a quick search on Wikipedia. Grits trace their origins back to the Native American Muskogee tribe, who ground dried corn into a coarse meal and cooked it into a porridge-like dish. This hominy porridge became the foundation of grits, which later infiltrated southern kitchens when European settlers decided, you know what corn needs? Fewer vitamins and more butter. Today, another European settler, me, was about to put this to the test from his Chicago kitchen. For this video, we're going to be using a recipe written by Once Upon a Chef with Jen Seagal. First things first, I have to chop stuff up using a chopping board. It's not very sharp. Right, they go on that, and then you use a knife. Do we have a knife? Okay, we've got one. All right, what do we need to do? 1 bunch scallions, thinly sliced. I mean, what constitutes a bunch of scallions? Is it 3, 4, 5? I mean, this looks like a bunch. 1 large stalk of celery finely diced. That should be easier. None of this bunch nonsense. 1 small red bell pepper, finely diced. This is where I come into my element because I've done one of these before. Gordon Ramsay, after seeing this, he's going to change all of his techniques because he's going to see me fail to pull out the middle bit. It usually goes way better than this, but I'm on camera. I've ruined it. Oh, hi. Did you get me coffee? I'm gonna need it. Beautiful. The shrimp is already peeled and deveined. Wasn't looking forward to that. The recipe calls for 4 slices of bacon cut into half-in dice. I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to do it my way, and we'll just chop up bacon randomly. But I do like bacon. You know, we went for American bacon here, but we typically, I mean, I like British bacon, Canadian bacon, Irish bacon. There are different types of bacon. This is what you don't know until you live in other parts of the world and you just start to take on board a lot of the culinary differences between our countries. I mean, I speak often about how some of the words we use to describe food are vastly different on either side of the pond. But the same, of course, is true of the food itself. And in America, bacon is usually a lot crispier. I am a big fan of crispy bacon, just as I'm a fan of not crispy bacon in the UK. This is what's going to go into the shrimp and grits. It's like just a sort of extra protein in case you weren't getting enough. Oh, and since Uncle Toby is probably typing right now, Lawrence, you haven't washed your hands. That's been happening off camera. I just didn't think you want to be constantly bombarded with hygiene. So now that all of that prep work has been done, we can do the very important work of burning down my house, starting with a frying pan and the bacon. Okay, so far so good. The only thing is that when I'm asked to do more than one thing at once, that's when things get a bit crazy. So in a minute, I'm going to be adding the shrimp. And I think that asking me to multitask with hot dishes in front of me is going to be a huge mistake for this company. All right, wish me luck. We're going to throw the shrimp on here and hope for the best. Ow! Oh no! What the hell was that? Well, I was just going well. The shrimp is it's doing its thing. We've got the fire extinguisher off to the side just in case, and now I'm gonna go look at what else we need to do while keeping half an eye on that. This is awful. How do people do this regularly? Well, as you might have guessed, I for one don't. Picture this, right? It's 6 p.m. I've been working all day editing videos, and my stomach has decided to declare its independence. Cooking Too dangerous. Takeout, expensive. Enter Factor 75, the heroes that I never knew I needed. Factor is like having a team of gourmet chefs in your house. That is, chefs that actually know what they're doing. Their meals arrive fresh, not frozen, and are ready to devour in just 3 minutes. No chopping, no cooking, no questionable experiments that end with a fire alarm. I mean, look at this. I already know it's going to be so good that it'll feel like I'm dining at a fancy restaurant, except I don't have to wear trousers. Honestly, it's like they travelled back in time having seen how my shrimp and grits turns out, and they were like, this guy needs help. And truthfully, they weren't wrong. My first reaction is that it's very clear that these chefs know how to chop vegetables. And they know how to make me like them, which is rare. Yeah, I'm never cooking again. My God, that was good. Oh, and somehow I never mentioned this last time, but their smoothies and juices are also very tasty. So what are you waiting for? Head to factor75.com and use code 50LITP to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Yeah, you heard that right. 50% off and free shipping. That's 50LITP at factor75.com. The link is in my description below. All right, there's the 2 tablespoons worth of butter. Pour that in there. Is the heat still on? Why is that not coming on? The hob has stopped working on the oven, so I'm going to switch to another lesser hob and hope that this gets the job done. That's fun, isn't it? Look at that. A mountain of vegetables that they've all gone in. That just adds a bit of vibrancy to an otherwise quite dull looking meal. And in a moment I've got to mix in a load of other things such as Worcestershire sauce, chicken broth. It says that I need to bring it up to a boil, and I am absolutely terrified of where that might take things. But we're going to do it and it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. I've done scarier things in my life. I used to go on stage for fun and for minimal pay. Bit of Liam Perrins. Oh, we're going to get to the grits here in a bit. Okay. Now, while all of that was going on, we did have our fire chief, which is my wife, come in and take a look at the oven, and apparently it's fine. The other hob, the better hob, is now working again. Anyway, I'm going to transfer this vegetable concoction to that plate so that it's more trustworthy. Now, while those vegetables are doing their thing, it's time to talk about the grits themselves. We're about to get that started. I've just read in the recipe that using this quick 5-minute version of grits is not the authentic way to go, and that I am going to get absolutely destroyed by everybody from the south. I am ready for that, but just know that this had to happen due to time constraints and appalling reading skills. Okay, we're going to add in about 4 cups of milk, so basically 1 cow, and we're going to bring that to a boil and then apparently add in the grits mix. 1 cup of quick cooking grits. That's nice and easy. Let's open this up then. The American packaging is, as ever, impenetrable. It's like Fort Knox. I need a knife, another knife. Where's that knife from earlier? Seems like hours ago now. Gonna have to eat this off. Well, it worked, so that's that. And then we need a cup of it. It's got a bit of milk in there. I don't think anybody will mind. Oh, what is that? Turn it down now. Turn it down now. All right, good, we're back in business, so let's pour this in slowly. So what do? I just have to whisk, and then it's gonna magically turn into grits? Oh God. All right, yeah, it's turning creamy. It is turning creamy. It's starting to look like grits. There's a quote that's often attributed to Winston Churchill, misattributed it turns out. He said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Although I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched. Not that this recipe calls for chickens. That looks good, actually. Does that look thick enough? What do you guys think? Not that you can answer that right now. I wish you could. I wish you were here to say, Lawrence, stop it. It's good. Put it to the side before you make something that resembles, I don't know, sick. I hope you're as excited for this meal as I am. All right, I hope you see it. We've turned off the heat now. We're stirring in the cheese because, well, it asks me to do that. All right, well, I hope that that's grits. Now we're going to mix a lot of things together, and hopefully very soon we will have shrimp and or grits. We're adding in the shrimp and the bacon. We're going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes until the shrimp is cooked through and you're ready to start serving your food. I'm doing it in this voice just so I can have some level of cooking credibility. Sadly, my credibility completely completely faded when I forgot to record myself adding the shrimp mix to the grits.
Okay, let's cut to the footage of Lawrence holding the shrimp and grits and hope that no one cares about continuity.
Won't it look weird to show me posing for the video thumbnail?
I mean, no more weird than your stupid hair in the next scene.
And so, after marginally surviving that chaos, it's time to see if I can survive putting this in my stomach. Since I've had shrimp and I've had all of these vegetables, I'm just going to try a little bit of grits on its own, just to get a sense of what it's like. Well, I'm supposed to hate it for reasons of controversy and clicks, but it's actually quite nice, especially blended with cheese. I think that's true of just about anything except watermelon. So how does this go together? Let's see, let's get a piece of shrimp, little bit of bacon on there. I did a thing. It's good. It's actually good. It's quite spicy, but this is a good concoction. I think the name grits gives me this idea that it's not going to be... It's like gruel. Always said to me, that sounds unappetizing. This is why I've not eaten grits for the longest of times. But now that I have, I'm not sure I knew what I was missing. I'll have this again. What would I rate it? How many Lorenzos would I give it? Not many things bring a smile to my face, and even this hasn't managed that. But despite being a YouTube sensation, I am still human. I still feel things, and what I feel here are good things. So I would rate it as follows. This shrimp and grits gets 4.5 Lorenzos out of 5. That's high praise coming from me. If you like what you saw in this video, I've just been told by the producers that they're going to put me in the kitchen more often this year. Why? So if you want to see me cooking even more and trying American food, then subscribe like your diet depends on it. In the meantime, I'm going to go and eat the rest of this, and you are going to watch this video next. Until the next time, goodbye.